So stories are totally ubiquitous in our lives, right? Like they're our entertainment, but also every person has a story about themselves playing in their heads all the time. As a neuroscientist, what does your research tell us about why stories affect us the way that they do?
Mm. Stories were our original form of like how we conveyed information, right? Before we could even write things down. And so our brains evolved to really, our memory is enhanced through storytelling, right? There's something called also episodic memory. We remember things better when they are about things that actually happen to us than what's called semantic memory, which is memory about facts. Right. And so the other thing with stories is they're usually tied to emotion, and emotion tags memory. So emotion tells us, oh, that thing is important to remember. And it kind of like embeds it in a deeper way in our neural networks, or remember it better. And even our whole sense of self is a narrative, right? There is real no sense of self other than the story we've created about who we are over time, and that's why, like, when people get amnesia or whatever, they lose their sense of self because they've lost that narrative. So stories activate the emotion centers of the brain, the memory centers of the brain, and we've just evolved basically around communicating view through storytelling. So it's just a very powerful medium. So someone, if I'm trying to convey scientific information, they're going to remember it better if it's embedded in a story or they saw it in a film than if I'm just giving a straight lecture and like, okay, here are the facts. Then they're going to sort of, maybe they'll grasp onto a couple things, but most of the time the brain kind of filters it out.